Good morning, Dr. Chan. We are Group 1 and we like to present the assignment 2. This is our member list. First of all, I would like to introduce the Residential Hall of Inti International University. Inti International University Residential Hall was established in 1998. It has about 70 years of history. This land was spread across 82 acres of landscape green hills, and the campus was projected to the mirror design of White House in United States. It comprises of 16 halls of residence, 4-story building of twin sharing and single rooms, which sum up the total number of 3,340 units. Okay. The objective of this study is to investigate the current condition of residential building, analyzing and interpreting solutions based on the defect, and execute a suitable recommendation to improve the overall function of the building.
Now I'm going to present current condition of accumulation block. It can be divided into substructure and superstructure. Okay, first, I would like to describe the problem of substructure. First is insufficient of parking lots. Increasing of student car also will increase. So it will cause traffic problem and not enough parking area for students. So it can construct a basement for students to park their car and solve all of this problem. Next is retaining wall. Retaining wall during the raining season, retaining wall begins shut down because of active earth pressure. Retaining wall that constructs in accumulation block do not have weak hole. Okay. Problem of superstructure that appear in the accumulation block. First is insufficient of accumulation. Accumulation block do not have enough accumulation for student because of the amount of student begin increase. Next, accumulation block do not have enough study area for student to study, and study room are small and insufficient of lighting. Last, accommodation block do not have cooking area for student. So this cause expenses of student begin increase because of their need to eat outside food every day. Okay, next is roof cracking. Roof cracking also appear in the accumulation block. Roof cracking cause the water leaking on the room of accumulation and do not have heat insulation system. When it was summer, room will feel warm and hot. Okay, next is wall cracking. Weather cause wall shrinkage and expand, therefore wall cracks. Moisture attack will also let the wall crack. Next is floor cracking. Floor cracking is caused by movement or settlement of foundation. Besides attack of moisture or distance of concrete and river are not in specific place, therefore cause river exposed on the surface. Okay, next is column and beam cracking. Foundation and counter movement are the parents problem that cause column and beam cracking. And besides, overloading also will cause column and beam crack. Last is staircase that installed in the accumulation are too narrow. So it is dangerous when there are critical situations such as fire assistance.
And now I would like to talk about the finding and analysis of substructures. First is foundation. Foundation got two types. One is shallow foundation and deep foundation. In shallow foundation, we got straight foundation, flat foundation, and rough foundation. And in deep foundation, they are using replacement pile and displacement pile. Next is retaining wall. There are 4 types of retaining wall. First is cantilever wall, mesh retaining wall, creep retaining wall, and masonry retaining wall. All of these retaining wall needed foundation, load bearing wall, backfill, and big holes. These 4 are the main components to do the retaining wall. And next is underpinning. There are 3 types of underpinning that most commonly used in construction. First is jack pile underpinning, needle pile underpinning, and pin forged stool method. And last, is dewatering. There are two types of dewatering. One is temporary exclusion and one is permanent exclusion. These two, the function of these two exclusion is same, is to lowering the water level of the underground water. In temporary exclusion, there are jetted sumps and well point system. And last, permanent exclusion got FMO and precast concrete FMO. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Now it's my turn to describe the analysis of superstructure. Now I will introduce the roof. Roof can be separated into the pitched roof or flat roof. Roof is used to provide the protection to the occupant from the unpredictable weather, and is also provide resistance to the excessive heat loss. So it must be durable and aesthetically acceptable by the occupants inside. Next, I would like to introduce about the wall. Wall is used to provide the protection for the occupants, and it is also act as a boundary to divide the areas and provide the privacy for the occupants. It also acts as a sound barrier which has excellent sound control. Wall can separate into the load-bearing wall and non-load-bearing wall. Next is the floor slab. Floor slab is a common structural element of modern buildings. It is used to construct the floor and ceiling above the beam. A reinforcement fabric or mesh can be added inside the floor slab to increase the tensile and the compressive strength of the floor slab. Now is the column. Column is a vertical block of a structure. It transfers the load to the subsoil and may be constructed with the reinforcement steel bar to increase the compressive strength of the column. Now is the beam. Beam is the horizontal load-bearing member. It's used to sustain and transmit the load, depth or live load to the subsoil. It can be classified into the main beam or the secondary beam. Reinforcement steel bar can also be added inside the beam to increase the tensile strength. Now is the staircase. Staircase means a flight or a series of flight of stairs and a supporting structure connecting separate levels. It consists of a supporting framework, handrail, banister, and others. Cast institute. Cast institute is the concrete poured into the formwork on the construction site. There's 4 steps to construct cast institute concrete. First, we need to assemble and erect the formwork. Then prepare and place the reinforcement steel bar into the formwork. Then pour and vibrate the concrete. Next, the last, and strike and remove the formwork in stage. Advantage of cast institute. It is more flexible when the geometric shape of the concrete is required, and then it's not necessary to pay for the claim for unloading the precast concrete, and it can be cast into any shape. There is also disadvantages of cast institute concrete. It requires high amount of labor, formwork, and plan that will increase the cost for the construction project. Quality and the accuracy is hard to be ensured due to the worker maybe is inexperienced or due to the progress may be delayed due to the weather condition. Precast concrete. Precast concrete is made in the factory and delivered into the construction site after finish. It's like a labor to assemble and install the precast concrete on site. The advantages of precast concrete: it can ensure the durable preciseness and the efficiency of the concrete. It is also faster and safer for the workers and secure the working platform. There is no space needed for storing the concrete components like aggregate, cement, and sands. It also won't be affected by the weather condition. From another perspective, we can also find the disadvantage of the precast concrete. The building service like the power supply and the water pipes must be accurately cast in advance. And it also need to repair the damage of bracing after the concrete is being set up. The detailed design must be indispensable and precise. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.
To introduce the recommendation of substructure. Recommendation of substructure included addition of retaining wall, renovation of retaining wall, underpinning, dewatering and addition of the basement. Now is the addition of the retaining wall. Some of the slope is without the retaining wall. So the retaining wall is required to sustain the earth from collapse. The suitable retaining wall is the gravity retaining wall because the building is built at the lower land which do not exceed 3 meters. Next, for the renovation of retaining wall. The retaining wall exists without the drainage system, and this caused the retaining wall to be sloped now due to the high earth pressure. So, the installation of drainage system is required to reduce the active earth pressure from the groundwater. The drainage system can be in the whip hole form or the subsoil drainage behind the wall. For the addition of the basement, the current parking lots provided to students is insufficient for use. So, the basement parking lot is suggested. In order to build the basement parking lot, perimeter trench excavation is required as the trench wall build can be steepened to the point. This increases the stability. For the underpinning, there is some reason why underpinning should be carried out. First, increasing of building such as addition of extra story, and the current foundation is insufficient strong to sustain the load of the building, and this causes the column crack and wall crack. Next is the lowering the adjacent ground due to the construction basement parking lot. The suitable underpinning should be carried out is pipe-form stood method of underpinning due to the poor condition of the current foundation. Last, for the dewatering. Dewatering is required for the underpinning work to remove the groundwater to provide a stable working condition. The suitable dewatering is the well-poured dewatering system as it involves shallow excavation. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, now it's my turn to describe about the recommendation on superstructure. Due to the increased number of students, it is necessary to extend 3 more levels for each residential building and the addition of common study area and the cooking area for each residential hall. The roof tile shingle of the pitch roof of each residential building is undesirable and needed long time maintenance cost. So we are introducing the flat roof. The flat roof is more cost effective, easily cut and save time. Okay. As we mentioned above, the wall cracks happens in Inti International Residential Hall. So to fix the wall cracks, we have to apply the hydraulic cement in filling cracks of the concrete wall. Solution to permanently fix the wall is by applying epoxy injection system. For new constructed masonry wall, a damp-proof membrane is inserted to the brick wall near the ground to prevent the condensation of moisture occur. The reason why we apply damp-proof membrane in this layer is because during raining season, the rain will splash to this area. This area condense is more serious than the upper layer, so the damp-proof membrane is only applied to the lower layer. Okay, as we mentioned above, the floor is also a problem. The floor cracks happens in each residential hall. So I suggest to construct the post-tensioning floor slab. The benefit of post-tensioning floor slab is material saving, quicker construction, increased performance, and reduced lifetime costs. Besides fixing wall cracks, column and beams cracks, we can apply and add piers to the wall for extra support. Addition of pier can effectively reduce the stress focusing on each column. The concrete block is suggested. This is because the cost effective and applicable for each residential building. Okay. Addition of lifting system. Lifting system should be installed to each residential hall. According to UBBR regulation, it is stated that the construction with 6 stories and above should install a lifting system. Trade lift and high residential lift are suggested. These lifts are suitable for residential hall, good performance, and capable of frequently using. Thank you.
In conclusion, resident halls are undesirable, non-user friendly, and low quality on structure due to the aging of the building. Solution can taken from suggestion that we mentioned above. Failure structure will cause damage to the student who live in the accommodation block. If school authority have taken action in all of this problem, it will improve functionality, user-friendly of accommodation block. Thank you.